Hello again, XDA Developer TV. Let's take a little bit of time today to talk about a long-awaited topic, XDA DevCon 2014. It's been about a week and a half since I returned from XDA DevCon, and I thought I would give you just sort of the blow-by-blow my experience of this event. Now, I'll be very honest, I did not experience everything there was to offer, so it's going to be a little bit limited. But anyway, getting started, on Thursday, before all of the DevCon stuff started, I hopped on a flight. Unfortunately, between some flight delays and some rescheduling and rebooking and everything, I ended up not getting to the UK until the middle of the day the next day. So I was traveling for a very long amount of time, which meant that Friday, the actual first day before the conference started when all the registration and everything was going on, I was miserable. So that was awesome. I did end up getting to spend some time with Chainfire and with a bunch of the XDA moderators, drinking, having fun. Well, they were drinking, I was trying to stay awake, so I was having lots of caffeine. But it was a lot of fun to get to interact with a lot of these people that you read about, that you see about, in my case, you talk about on a regular basis, up in the person, in the flesh. I ended up heading to bed pretty early on Friday, so I'm sure I missed out on a lot of the fun festivities, but that's okay because DevCon didn't actually get started until Saturday morning. Now on Saturday, I was up bright and early, the very first talk of the morning after Jeremy gave his opening sequence thing and started giving away prizes. The very first talk was done by Jan Wildebar, and I'm sure I'm probably pronouncing that horribly, so sorry about that. He's a guy who works for Red Hat, big in the open source community, a guy that I've been following online for a very long time, and you'd think I would know how to pronounce his name by now, but I don't. But he did give an excellent talk on open source and the open source community, and I was very pleased to be a part of that. Aline Yerpalea gave a talk about AOSP from Sony, how it's been in the past, how it's going to be going forward, things like that. I saw Adam from Oppo gave a talk about the development community and Oppo's relation to it. And actually one talk from the afternoon on Saturday really caught my attention, and it was about the Vixtel Unity tablet and doing device convergence, using both Android and Ubuntu on one device. Sounds very interesting. I'm not entirely sure where it will end up going, but it might be something worth looking into if you're interested in that sort of thing. Now, unfortunately, as I mentioned, I was completely thrown off because of the time change and because of the flights and everything, so I didn't end up getting a whole lot more done than that on Saturday. On Sunday, however, there were a bunch of other talks that I found very interesting. Bright and early first thing in the morning, MediaTek did a talk on wearables and the Internet of Things, using their little development breadboard platform, I think it's called OneLink, to build wearables on top of. Then I watched Alan Pope give a talk on the story of Ubuntu Phone, where it's been, where it's going, all that fun sort of stuff. That was an awesome talk for me to see, and it was great to get a chance to meet Alan Pope because I've been going back and forth talking with him online for several years now and just haven't had a chance to connect in person. And speaking of that, there were several excellent talks given on Ubuntu and the Ubuntu Phone and the Ubuntu community and sort of the state of the Ubuntu platform and where it's going. There was even a workshop given on Ubuntu app development as well as one given on Android app development. Unfortunately, I missed out on both of those because at the time I was talking to sponsors, I was talking to speakers and talking to people who actually watched the videos, which was kind of surprising as well. There were a few people when I went to DevCon last year that approached me and said, hey, I watched the videos, it's nice to meet you. This year there were several more. I actually had a chance to talk with Alex from NFC Ring for quite a long time about NFC rings, as you can see I'm wearing one here, as well as the videos and various and sundry other things. Thank you very much, by the way, Alex, for the ring. Thanks to nfcring.com for that. And actually the very last talk of the conference that really wrapped things up and wrapped it up on a really good note was about security and privacy and technology today, done by Greg. And that sort of wrapped up my experience. I went to a handful of talks. I spent a lot of time talking to the speakers, talking to the sponsors, talking to attendees, taking as many photos as I possibly could. And unfortunately, as you've probably noticed by now, I was a very bad YouTuber. I made very, very little video while I was there. I took loads and loads of pictures. While we were there, I think XDA ended up giving away, they said 20,000 pounds, and that's British pounds sterling, worth of prizes. And so here are all of the people that I took pictures of getting prizes. And as you can tell, there were a lot of them. So I'm just going to kind of sit here for a second while those finish up and make faces and such. Yeah, as you can see, there were a lot of people that won prizes. There were several people that won several prizes. Myself, I ended up coming away with a Bluetooth keyboard. I actually almost came away with a pair of headphones as well, but I had already won something that day, and I said, give it off to somebody else. I don't need more headphones. Thank you, though. And actually, while I was there, I mentioned this over on my personal channel, I managed to get in touch with the guys at Oppo and got a coupon code to pick up an Oppo Find 7 at a discounted rate. So I'm going to be doing a review on that potentially over on my channel, unless XDA is interested in it as well. But overall, it was an excellent event, definitely a nice step forward from the previous XDA DevCon. I believe they said there were about 200 people that had registered and just shy of that actually showed up for the event. So I don't know, 150, 175 people that were actually there. All in all, definitely an excellent experience. And if we do end up having another one of these again, I would really recommend that you do try to make an effort to make it out to it, because you get a chance to meet a load of developers saying excellent things about development. You get to meet a load of people that are just interested in Android, interested in mobile development, interested in the community, and it's really just a good time for everybody. But you know what? I'm probably gonna go ahead and wrap it up there. XDA DevCon 2013 was awesome. 2014 was even better. Maybe we'll do a 2015, and if so, I'm definitely looking forward to it and hoping that I get the opportunity to go again as well. But that is going to be about all from me for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks to XDA for giving me the opportunity to go as well, and I will see you again in the very next video. Bye guys.